Alright, we're back with another RWBY fight analysis, and because of the support on the first one, you know we had to spin back around and do Blake. So with that being said, let's get directly into this. We start off with some of the greatest scenery in this series. It's actually so beautiful how this environment looks, and then you just see Blake, and it's just gas. I ain't gonna lie, you knew it was gonna be special. From the zoom in, to the guy coming in, to the side, it all looked crazy. And what I really want to highlight is just the framing of all of this. It's slow, it's methodical, it looks slightly melancholic, but it's all so beautiful, and it honestly looks like it could be a wallpaper. Remember, this is stuff from like 12 years ago, and this still holds up and looks beautiful in today's terms. So we move from this peaceful shit, and they move, and they on the hunt. You get the view of the landscape, and they own business. The two spot an incoming train, and they hop down, and they do this anime shit, and this shit just looks so hard. I gotta show it to y'all. After that, they jump inside, and boom, we're greeted with this scene right here. So we see them surrounded, and they are on guard. I mean, they are ready for this. One of the robots summons some miniguns. Adam peeps that real quick, gives him that side eye, and actually got to give him that full attention, because what was bro plotting? And you knew he had to act. So with this, you get the introduction to one of the coolest looking characters in this series. Adam presses the trigger on his gun. If you remember from last video, every weapon is a gun. Shoots that bitch out, hits the robot directly in the face, and he knew it was free eats. His speed is some of the greatest in the show, and you're easily able to see it here with how he grabs his own sword and with one slice goes behind them and cuts him in half. The robots must have gained sentience, because you see one of them look at his boy like, hold on, did he just really slam my man's out Swiss cheese that brother? He cut buddy like a knife through hot butter, and you know his homies had to get the get back. You see him rush in for Blake like she's free eats, and with the most nonchalant, she peeps them and does one of the craziest shits ever. Hits the shadow to jump back and block both attacks. You get the angle of the weapon, and it looks beautiful. You see Adam, and you knew the duo was coming like Shaq and Kobe, because he comes with the one on the back, she goes for the one in the front, and these tag team moves is just getting started. Adam immediately switches to shooting, and Blake automatically goes on the offense, even hitting a backflip after she's done to regain positioning for Adam and making this shot look even harder. Adam clashes with the robot while Blake rushes directly back in the back line. Robot tries to hit but gets his arm cut off, and same goes for the one that Blake is fighting. Adam and Blake easily make light work of these two, with Adam even getting a third one in the back and another one pulled up with these damn guns. He immediately started firing, and I want you to just look at this really quickly. Adam has his back completely turned as Blake is about to start running it, but even while Blake sees the shots coming, Adam with his back turned was able to turn around in time and block these shots. I want you to just know how fast this guy is, because this is insane. After blocking all the shots and not only shielding himself but Blake, he takes the initiative to rush in as he sheaths his sword, also going on the offensive and now blocking the shots while rushing forward. He runs into two slashes that immediately decapitate one of the robots, follows it up by coming down with a slash across the chest to immediately chop this one in half. Rolls and does a spin move into a low, cutting his ankles off. Got that brother looking like Rohan Murphy. And then you get the close-up of the weapon once more to show how it really looks. You see her slash across the chest and come down with a brutal kick that also gives her height advantage, making her jump down. With that, she rushes back in, follows it up with a two-piece on one robot, pops the shadow to get even more faster, into another two slashes, and another robot comes out of nowhere. She misdirects the attack, stabs him in the stomach, pops a shadow to go through him, cuts around him, and goes to the next one into a spinning attack that also hits two more people. Finally, she lands, does a 180, and squares off against one more that leads into a hit. However, this hit was a little different. Slash across the chest into, is this a cartwheel? I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with stuff like this. Regardless, it launches him up and carries him across, followed up by popping her shadow once more to get even more momentum for the down slice. As he's still suspended, Adam decides to come in with the combo like this is Tekken following this juggle. Hits him with a kick that sends him immediately through a wall, out, and now we get a clean transition. And they're on top of the train now, and a bunch of robots are here, so you already know they had to cook up. And I ain't gonna lie, the hands are super fucking elite, and I could talk through all of this, but I just want y'all to view and see what they was doing. So let me just show y'all real quick.
Let's do this.
After Blake hits the ground, she opens her eyes, and this is the first time we've seen her just be mad in combat randomly. And she pulls out another S tier move that this series continues to use. You see her cock that bitch back like she Patrick Mahomes. And I ain't gonna lie, that bitch goes far. The robot dodges the attack, but you see her with this string here like she's Sasuke, and she pulls that bitch back. You see the momentum stop, but I want y'all to pay attention to something. When she pulls this string back, the trigger also goes back, causing this gun to shoot. When the gun shoots, it's not only going back because of her strength, but also the additional recoil. That causes this to immediately slash through one and hit the other one directly behind her. Adam comes in with the same jump kick as last time, and you see Blake continuing to spin this, hitting everyone around. She jumps with it and hits one of the most beautiful moves I've seen in this series. And honestly, I think I just gotta show y'all. After that was done, Adam immediately went on the offensive. He rushed through and cut so many robots, he may actually have a nuke at this point. Sheaths the sword, and you already know the classic, they fall down. But regardless of how classic it is still elite. Doesn't matter how old it is. Like Kareem with the skyhook, it's still gonna be overpowered if Wimby decides to use that motherfucker. Blake comes in, chops the robot head off, still in the air, coming down, and slashes this one. Follows it up with another slash, and Adam comes right through, cutting him, but Adam also transitions into a spin into another attack. Blake rushes across the screen once again, still using the long form of this weapon and hitting multiple. And Adam, as they are in the air, decides to constantly shoot them. He sheaths the sword and honestly does something that looks like a DP, causing all of them to be launched in the air as Blake does a backflip. As they're both near each other, Adam does a couple slashes, hitting them all as Blake sets up for another combination attack, slashing one robot, using two shadows to get to another one, and hitting one all the way far away. Adam notices this, juggles his sword for a little bit of sauce, with his back turn slashes it, but also has the sheath in his hand, which also is a gun, and shoots him away. Finally, they enter the main place, and there's a lot of backstory here, but we don't got really any voice actors here, and I'm not about to voice act this by myself. So with that, I'm gonna just give you the basic rundown of the plot. Adam practically tells Blake that he about to blow this bitch up. He got the charges ready. Blake like, hold on, ain't there people here? And he's like, yeah, and I don't really give a fuck. Blow this bitch up. And this is how you could tell Blake was not really about that life. However, as they were about to do max terrorism, another drone pops up. This time charging up a big ass beam. And I ain't gonna lie, he let that chopper spit. He must have had a switch or something. You see Adam managed to dodge all of these. Blake runs in kinda sloppily, but she is still managing to dodge some of these. You see her jump and try to attack it, but going against this thing head on was not the play. Immediately gets hit. As the robot walks her down, Adam comes out of nowhere, immediately hits it with a good 5-piece to back him off away of Blake. But the moment he hit the ground, recovery frames beat his ass, and he could not block the attack that hit him next. But even after getting hit away, the robot continued to fire more as he was falling back, and it didn't even matter because he still had time to dodge. Blake, on the other hand, was still slow to recover, so Adam used that speed and managed to get her out of there in time before she got crushed. As this motherfucker upgraded and pulled out like something crazy, like honestly, just look at this. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they took that bitch point blank and somehow no aura broke. I'm not gonna lie to you, if this was new RWBY right now, I think they aura would have shattered just from them getting hit. However, that's not here or there. The robot comes through and Adam say, hold on, buy me some time, I got this spirit bomb. And you see Adam charging with his sword and it looked cool as hell. But Blake is on that. She loyal, and honestly, it's cool as hell to see their relationship at least here. You see Blake rush in and she's narrowly dodging some of these, even having to pop a clone to dodge one of them. But again, she uses her weapon to get across, has that weapon stick to them, and now uses the long form to swing across it. And honestly, this moonshot is so fucking beautiful and it looks so cool. And honestly, it's just super iconic. Eventually, she comes down swinging this and hits it. But it wasn't over. she also rushed back in to finally grab it out of its long form, switching back to just a normal knife, or a machete, or whatever you want to call it. Slashes once across its legs, summons a clone just to get to the other side even quicker, and slashes again. But this time it tried to shoot her, but she was too fast, summoned a clone to get atop of it, slashing 2 more times before summoning another clone to back out of it as it shot again. She even managed to jump on top of it and shoot multiple rounds into its body before cleanly jumping off, successfully taking no damage. The robot gets pissed off once more and is ready for that big attack, and honestly, I'ma just let the rest speak for itself. And that is what you call one of the hardest, coolest scenes in RWBY history. Honestly, gotta be a top 5 or top 10 coolest moments. So iconic, so cool, the build up is nice, and honestly, it's just some of the best shit ever. After the fight is over, Adam runs to Blake, and you see Blake say, you know what? This life ain't for me. I don't want to be a terrorist no more. Cuts the link to the train, it goes across, and she fades away into obscurity, successfully running away and going and starting a new life. With that, that is a Blake segment down for the Black trailer. That being said, I don't really know what else to say. I'm glad y'all showed support for the Yang one, and I hope y'all could show support for the Blake one. If you like this one as well, then guess what? I'll be down to do Weiss, and I'll be down to do RWBY. And with that, y'all could also just tell me more RWBY fights or just fights in series y'all want me to see, analyze, break down, whatever. I really enjoy RWBY though, so I'll be posting more RWBY content and do whatever YouTuber says, you know what I'm saying, like, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, with that, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, peace.